I'm going to show you two videos, and once again, let's look for clusters of cues, not just one. I'm going to show you first a baseline video of Jeb Bush talking about some topics that he's not uncomfortable with, and then I'll show you him ask the question that he is uncomfortable with, and you guys can see what you notice.
I was touting the fact that governors have to make decisions. Senators don't. They can hide behind the collective body. I wasn't calling out any particular senator, but the simple fact is governors have to balance budgets in this country, and they have to make decisions, and they have to do things that sometimes aren't popular, and they also have to bring people together to try to solve.
Okay, so normal Jeb, when he's comfortable, uses his hands a little bit. One thing that I noticed is his nodding and shaking his head fits the context. He nods his head when it should be an affirmative type thing he's saying, and he shakes his head when it's a negative thing. All that fits. But watch what happens, watch how it changes when he's asked about his brother.
Well, for starters, I'm blessed to be George and Barbara Bush's son. And long before people knew that.
I'm going to show you that again because there's a cluster of stuff there. We talked about the lip purse from the other example, how you're holding something back. Often a sign that you're lying, actually.
Well, for starters, I'm blessed to be George and Barbara Bush's son. And long before people knew them, I was blessed because they've been extraordinary parents. All the mistakes I've made in my life, and I've made a few like we all do, they're my own doing. I can't blame my parents because they gave me love. They taught me the virtues that lead to a life of purpose and meaning. And I love my brother too. So look, I don't sit on a couch and you get all hung up about this. I'm blessed to be Jeb Bush. But I know if I'm going to be successful, I have to make my own way as a candidate. No one wins this by heredity. No one expects that. I don't expect it. We've got 15 maybe people running for president of the United States, and the person that's going to win the Republican nomination is going to be the next president, and they're going to earn it. And that's.
So Navarro, the FBI guy, points out this behavior. This is the kind of stuff you'd look for when he's interrogating people. The cortex is the part that says, okay, I want to make sure I'm telling things that are going to get me elected, or that makes me look good. That's the part that's going to lie. The limbic part is a very honest part, and will leak out things that don't match the words. So one of the things you can tell to see if someone's telling the truth or how they really feel is to look to see if the verbal stuff is incongruent, if it doesn't match the nonverbal. Because people can't control all of that stuff very well usually. To make sure I'm not shaking my head when I'm trying to say yes.
Let's see the first one again one more time. Okay. I just want to compare his head.
I was touting the fact that governors have to make decisions. Senators don't. They can hide behind the collective body. I wasn't calling out any particular senator, but the simple fact is governors have to balance budgets in this country, and they have to make decisions, and they have to do things that sometimes aren't popular, and they also have to bring people together to try to solve.
So I like having the baseline because context is important. Maybe he shakes his head a lot all the time. A lot of people do that. A lot of people just shake their head, and that's just normally what they do.
Well, culturally,
culturally it can be different.
Yeah, I guess somebody from India or whatever, they're going to be doing this, which means yes.
Right, and that's why I showed the baseline first. We talked clusters are important, clusters of cues, and context is super, super important to know what normal is. So before we jump on the bandwagon and say this guy's lying, even though he probably is because he's a politician, we try to establish a baseline of what's normal. If we were really going to do this justice, we could try to get a nervous baseline because we also do different gestures just when we're nervous. And then you could see if something deviates from that. They found that that people that assume the best, that assume people are lying and trust them, are actually better at catching lies through nonverbal communication than the cynics and the skeptics. So the caveat with this, even though we're having fun and learning from it, is still assume the best about people and give them the benefit of the doubt, and you're probably going to be more accurate more times than not.
It wasn't on the side. I'm shaking quite a bit though. I mean, here he yes, and then when he said no, he did a little bit.
And he was very uncomfortable talking about his family.
Yeah, it's something's weird there.
And he did have a cluster. He had the head shaking. He had the lip purse. At one point, he tipped his head back, which is a subtle distancing behavior. So you've got at least 3 red flags there.
Well, that'd be nerve-wracking having 2 presidents as family members, immediate family members, and trying not to say something that's going to diminish them or taint them. That'd be a tough situation.
I mean, he went with Jeb instead of Jeb Bush for a lot of his stuff.
Uh-huh.
I think he was trying to distance himself from.
I think at the very least it's an uncomfortable topic for him.